Okay, good to get back out of practice today. Baltimore's obviously very good. They've got terrific offense, defensively, really good pressure package, good cover guys on the back end, excellent special teams, kickers and punters. So should be a fun game.
Do you think this could be a week he comes back?
We'll see today.
What are the challenges of going against Lamar Jackson? I mean, obviously you don't go against a lot of quarterbacks that they call running plays for.
Well, it's obviously a option-based offense. Throws a deep ball really well. Great scrambler. Get extra. It's like playing against a wildcat. A lot of times you get extra gaps in the run game.
Sure, it's probably easier said than done, but I guess what are the keys or the reminders to players against a guy who can run the way that he can?
Well, it's really assignment football. You have to be really disciplined in where you're going. Then you got to make the tackle. They have different responsibilities on different defenses and different plays, and then they start adding the jet motions and things like that. So it makes more things involved.
Mike, you said earlier in the year that Kyler Murray was unorthodox. Would you say Lamar is in the same way, or is he in kind of a different category?
Similar. They're both really good athletes. Both throw the ball really well. Both dynamic runners. There's a little bit more pullers with this offense. They'll pull a guard and a tackle both, and run options with that. And if run options off the backside, the quarterback will keep the ball a little bit more.
Mike, do you have to change a lot of your defensive calls without Danielle Hunter in there, and especially in passing situations?
No.
You brought up the secondary on Monday, talking about them on Sunday night, just wanting to improve there. How does the challenge get tougher when you don't have Danielle? You talk about rush and coverage kind of being married together.
Yeah, well, we got to challenge guys, number one, and then we got to be creative in some of the rushes.
Hey, how's Danielle doing? Just like his spirits since you've talked to him since the injury.
I haven't talked to him, but from what I gather, he's he understands his football.
How do you kind of look at your defense in totality for the last month or so? Obviously, some of the stuff at the end of the game, but just looking at the whole game, how do you feel where it's
Yeah,
at?
we got to do better in 2-minute drills. We're 8th in turnover differential, 12th in points per game, number 1 in sacks, 5th in third downs, 13th in first down per game. So there's some good things.
Those are all stats in your handy pocket there.
Got to be prepared for some of these questions I get.
Mike, when Patrick Jones has been able to practice, when Patrick Jones has been able to practice, what have you thought of his development to this point?
Yeah, I think he continues to develop well. He's I'm not saying he's Everson, but he rushes like Everson. He plays like Everson. He's a violent, aggressive player.
What's typically the learning curve? Every player is different, but what's the learning curve at the defensive end position for those guys you draft and try to develop with?
Yeah, probably the biggest thing is a lot of these guys, when they're young, they try to be perfect and they don't just cut it loose. I know, Danielle was kind of like that when he was a young guy, and I'm sure these other guys will be a little bit like that too. It might be good when we're playing an option team this week, but at some point they learn, it's just football. When this guy does this, I do that, and when this guy passes that, I do this, and it just sometimes it takes a while, and you can see a lot of the real high draft picks that get picked in the first round, and they don't do much that first year, even though they're playing a lot. It just takes some time.
In terms of the offense, you had the issue earlier in the season where not able to score offensive touchdowns in the second half. It was better against Carolina, but then it kind of resurfaced against Dallas. What do you need to do to address that?
Yeah, we were, we're 10th in rush per game, 8th in pass yards per game, 1st in interception percentage, 4th in sacks per play, 11th in first downs per game, 7 in yards per game. So we just got to do better in the red zone.
I guess
I think 2 rushing touchdowns this year after having so many last year. Is that part of the red zone success blueprint going forward, getting some better runs down there?
You know, I think we're starting to get a lot of people loading up down in there. You know, that's why we've had a few more touchdown passes than we've had before. So it just depends on what, you know, the team wants to do. We really haven't gotten a lot of zero blitzes, which, you know, typically you get down in there. We're going to work on it some more this week than we normally do and keep trying to plug away. Got to score some more points.
Coach, are you surprised you didn't make any moves, losing Danielle Hunter for the rest of the year, and you traded away Weatherly?
Yeah, we tried and didn't get anything done.